You ever wonder about that? Why some people get this huge, sudden windfall of cash, and then just a few years later, it's all gone, while at the same time, other people seem to build lasting, real wealth from basically nothing. Well, today, we are diving right into that paradox. We're gonna shatter the whole get-rich-quick myth and figure out what actually works. And to get us started, I've got a story that just says it all. So meet Jack Whitaker. I mean, this guy was the living, breathing dream of get rich quick. He won a mind-blowing $315 million in the lottery. He had everything you could possibly imagine. But fast forward just over a decade, and poof, the money was gone. His life was hit by tragedy, and he was drowning in hundreds of legal battles. So the big question, the one we all have to ask is why, right? How on earth does somebody lose that much money? You see, Jack Whitaker experienced the event of getting money. It was a one-time thing, but he never ever went through the process of building wealth. He had the bank account of a multimillionaire, but he didn't have the mindset to handle it. And that whole situation leads us right to the doorstep of the multi-billion-dollar get-rich-quick industry. You know the one. It's all over your social media feeds promising these secret hacks and shortcuts. But the thing is, it's selling you a fantasy. It's selling something that just doesn't exist. I want you to think about it like this. Imagine you're lost in a desert, completely parched. Off in the distance, you see this shimmering lake, a mirage. So you run towards it, use all your energy, only to find more sand. You see, every single second you spend chasing these illusions, these hacks, is a second you are not spending digging a well. And that's the real tragedy. It's not just that the mirage is fake, it's that all the time and energy you wasted chasing it could have been used to find real water. And this chase, this cost, it actually has a name. It's called the impatience tax. This is so important. Every time you chase a shortcut, you're not just wasting your time. You are literally paying a tax in money and opportunity that is actively pushing your goal of real wealth further and further away. It's the price you pay for trying to skip to the end of the book when you haven't even learned how to read yet. And you see this play out all the time, right? The impatient person is always chasing the excitement. They jump on that crypto coin that's supposedly mooning and then lose 40%. They buy that copy-paste online business course, and of course, it fails. Meanwhile, the patient person, they do the boring stuff. They invest in a slow and steady index fund, or they buy a course to learn a real skill. They're planting a seed, and they understand that real growth takes time. Okay, so if shortcuts are basically just a cliff you run off of, what's the actual path? What's the bridge to real wealth? Well, it all boils down to one single unbreakable law, the law of value. We have to completely reframe how we see money. It is not something you find. It's not something you chase. Money is created. Think of it like this. Money is just a certificate of appreciation that society gives you for solving a problem for somebody else. You solve their problem, they give you a certificate. That's all it is. So why does a brain surgeon earn so much more than a dishwasher? I mean, they both work hard, right? But it has nothing to do with hard work. It's all about one word, replaceability. You can train someone to be a great dishwasher in a couple of hours. You absolutely cannot do that with a brain surgeon. So wealth at its core is a direct measure of how difficult you are to replace. So how do you become hard to replace? Well, this isn't some big secret. It's not magic. It's just math. There's a really simple two-part formula that pretty much governs all wealth creation. And here it is. Value times scale equals wealth. That's it. That's the whole game. The amount of value you provide to someone's life multiplied by how many people you can provide that value to. See, get-rich-quick schemes always try to find the scale part without providing any real value. And what's anything multiplied by zero? It's zero every single time. Let's make this super concrete, okay? Think about a local tutor. They provide incredibly high value, one-on-one, but their scale is tiny, maybe one student at a time. They are forever stuck trading their time for money. But what if that same tutor, with the same skills, creates an online course? Now they're still providing that same high value, but technology gives them scale. They can suddenly reach millions of students. And just like that, they've completely broken the link between their time and their income. So understanding the formula is one thing. But actually living it, applying it every day, that requires a total shift in your mindset. You have to stop thinking like a hunter, always looking for your next meal, and start thinking like a farmer. The hunter wakes up every single day stressed, needing to find a kill, to hit a jackpot, just to eat. It's this exhausting, never-ending cycle. The farmer, on the other hand, plays a different game. They spend their time patiently building systems, what we call assets, that produce value consistently over the long haul, with or without them. They're playing the long game.
So what exactly is an asset? The definition is actually really, really simple. An asset is anything that puts money in your pocket, whether you are actively working or not. It's something that makes you money while you sleep. That is the goal. And look, these aren't some abstract ideas from a textbook. In the world we live in right now, an asset could be a brand that people trust. It could be a piece of software you code that solves a problem. It could be a YouTube channel you build or an email list with a loyal audience. These are all systems that are working for you 24/7, and remember this. True wealth isn't about collecting paychecks. It's about accumulating assets.
All right, so we've debunked the Mirage, we've got the formula, and we know we need to be farmers, not hunters. So how do we actually put all of this together into a plan? Well, I want you to think of your journey as building a bridge.
Imagine on one side of a giant canyon is where you are right now, and way over on the other side is where you want to be, wealth. Now, Get Rich Quick tries to sell you a magical, non-existent teleporter to just zap you across. But the truth is you have to build the bridge yourself. You have to build it brick by brick, and every single brick is a new skill you learn, a new piece of value you can offer, a new little asset you create. The journey to wealth, it isn't about some giant, heroic leap across the canyon. It's about the small, consistent daily act of laying one brick, and then another, and another. So really, the only question that matters at the end of all this is, what brick are you going to lay today?